Entire groups of people. Gone. No warning. No trace. No clue. These aren't campfire ghost stories. They actually happened. Here are the top 10 mass disappearances that still haven't been explained. Let's open up the files. Anjakuni Lake vanishing. In 1930, a Canadian trapper named Joe LaBelle stumbled into the remote Inuit village near Anjakuni Lake and walked straight into silence. The entire population was gone. Not a soul in sight. Fires still smouldered. Meals were half prepared. Even the dogs used for survival were found frozen, chained and untouched. There were no signs of struggle. No signs. Period. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police investigated and then denied it all happened, but fragments of the case linger in early reports, and LaBelle's testimony remains chilling years later. Some say it's just folklore. Others insist something corrupted that village and erased it. Was it a natural disaster? Mass migration? Or something else hidden in the tundra mist? The official explanation doesn't exist, and I'd bet if you went looking for the village today, you'd only hear your own footsteps and wonder who else is listening. The Flannan Isles. Mystery 3 experienced lighthouse keepers stationed at the Flannan Isles. Lighthouse vanished in 1900. The relief ship arrived to find the place eerily calm. Door locked from the inside. Clock stop. Meals uneaten. The logbook mentioned violent storms. Except the weather had been fair. Their last log entry? The storm is over. All is well. Sounds like the beginning of a horror film, right? The theory ranged from rogue waves to murder. But no bodies. No wreckage. Just a lighthouse staring out at a sea that took 3 men in silence. The way the log shifted tonally, from fear to calm to nothing, has stuck with people. Some still believe the sea didn't take them. Something else did. And it's still waiting up there, just past the edge of the last rock. The lost colony of Roanoke. Established in 1587, the English colony of Roanoke vanished within 3 years. Over 100 people. Gone. Their homes were dismantled, not destroyed, and carved into a tree was a single word. Croatoan. No signs of violence, no mass graves, just absence. Historians have spun theories for centuries. Did they assimilate with native tribes? Starve to death? Some even believed they were victims of supernatural forces. Edgar Allan Poe reportedly muttered Croatoan before dying. So did Ambrose Bierce before disappearing completely. A cursed word? A clue missed? We may never know, because Croatoan means different things to different people. But one thing's for sure, whatever story it hides, it doesn't want to be found. The USS Cyclops incident. In 1918, the USS Cyclops, one of the Navy's largest fuel ships, vanished without distress, noise, or debris while travelling through the Bermuda Triangle. It carried 306 people. Not a whisper of wreckage has ever been found. No SOS, no enemy sightings, just deep ocean silence. It became one of the Navy's single largest non-combat losses. And yeah, the Bermuda Triangle gets dramatic. But this one's different. The ship had a minor mechanical issue, but was deemed completely seaworthy when it left. It just never arrived. Theories include espionage, mutiny, freak storms, and you guessed it, alien intervention. But until pieces show up, it's another file stamped unsolved in thick red ink. The Roald Dahl Platoon. Author Roald Dahl once served in a military forces unit during World War II, known for deep cover operations in North Africa. But here's the weird part. A 1942 British unit, one that communicated with Dahl's squad, was logged as vanished on mission. All 31 men, equipment left untouched at the extraction point. When forces returned, tents were there, radios still humming, footprints just stopping. The Ministry of Defence sealed the report and never explained what happened. Declassified info shows their path veered 2 kilometres off course, right into a region marked unsurveyed. no further scouting ever happened. The desert kept its silence. And Dahl, he never wrote about it. Maybe some stories are just too strange for fiction. João Verde, Brazil disappearance, 1945. João Verde, a small, isolated village in Brazil, population 600, vanished. Soldiers were sent after communication cut out. They arrived to find food still cooking on stoves, laundry half hung, guns in cabinets. No signs of struggle. Homes weren't ransacked or barricaded, just empty. A school had a chalkboard reading, "There is no salvation." That's not ominous at all. The government chalked it up to mass migration due to political tensions. But even then, all at once, without taking supplies or telling family in nearby towns, ghost town theories launched everything from particle physics anomalies to jungle cults. But whatever happened in João Verde, it impressed nature enough to reclaim everything. All we've got left are rumours and vines. Alien Moor Lightkeepers. The mystery of the Flannan Isles gets most of the attention, but the Alien Moor Lighthouse nearby has its own ghost file. Years before the Flannan case, multiple temporary keepers reported strange events. Doors slamming, voices echoing, tools vanishing. In 1895, 3 temporary staff vanished in near identical fashion to the now famous Flannan incident. But the report? Buried. One journal found months later had a cryptic phrase, "They know the cliff is hollow." What cliff? Who are they? Local legends speak of a stone tunnel that swallows sea and soul alike. Botanists passing the island years later claimed plants near the lighthouse had mutated, growing sharp fronds in shield-like patterns. Wild? Yeah, but enough to stamp this island with a permanent nope. The village of Anjikuni. Yes, this one creeps into Canadian myth again, but it deserves its own file. Decades after the official story was denied, another hunter stumbled on a nearly identical scene in the 1960s. Houses standing but empty, tools lined neatly, campfires long cold. Only this time there were fresh footprints that suddenly stopped in frozen ground. Migration in the Arctic is normal, but doing it midwinter, abandoning resources, clothes and even food storage? It doesn't track. Locals say the sky sang that night, not like auroras, like voices. RCMP dismissed it again. But how many denials does one get before silence starts sounding strategic? The SS Waratah vanish, dubbed the Titanic of the South. The Waratah set sail in 1909 off the coast of South Africa. It had 2 cargo hulls and almost 200 passengers. One distress signal went out. Then, nothing. It was last sighted cruising with no issue, and by morning had disappeared. 14 ships searched the route. No wreckage, no oil slicks, no survivors. Theories popped up. Rogue wave, sabotage, spontaneous capsizing, but no light bulb explanations. The Waratah's blueprints were oddly not retained, and some claim its last radio signal included the words, "Something is wrong with the sea." Okay, that's vague, but the kind of vague that makes my spine itch. The Yuba County Five. In 1978, 5 young men disappeared in Northern California after driving into the mountains for a basketball game. Their car was found intact, but oddly, miles from any logical path home. Months later, 4 of the men were found, 3 frozen, 1 emaciated, inside a cabin stocked with food where he'd never touched the supplies. The 5th man, never located. Was it disorientation? Mental distress? Theories include foul play, secret compounds and government testing. But nothing sticks. The strangest part? One nearby local reported seeing a group of people and one blurry figure near the area overnight. He wasn't drunk, or at least not the kind of drunk that makes you psychically tap into parallel dimensions. Maybe. Whether they walked into fog or time or something we don't have a name for yet, these disappearances ask more questions than we're probably ready to answer. If you're into hidden truths, strange vanishing acts, and rabbit holes that have no bottom, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and come back every weeknight for a new file. Seriously, thanks for watching. That was your dose of the unknown. See you in the next file. Subscribe for more of the unknown.